welcome to this class. You're going to need some weights. So start off with 500 grams or 1 kg. So you can use tins, baked bean tins, or go up to a 1 kg weight. And then you might want a block or a cushion or a book to pop your knee on for one of the exercises. We're going to focus on lower body strength training through our hyperpressive and weights for this class. So we're going to come up to standing and we're going to do a warm up. So we want to warm up the feet, our foot mobility and strength, and our leg mobility and strength, so that we're switching everything on before we start loading. So we're just going to inhale, come up onto tiptoes. And then exhale, slowly coming back down. So coming into our lateral breathing, inhale up onto tiptoes, exhale, slowly coming down. Nice, keep going with that. Inhale up, exhale down. Nice, inhaling up, exhale down. Let's start to bring in the arms. We'll inhale up, arms rise up. Exhale nice and slowly down, arms come back down. Nice, inhale up, arms rise. Exhale slowly, arms come back down. We'll do one more here. Inhale up, arms rise. Exhale slowly, arms come back down. Nice. Now bring the right foot behind you and point the toes to the back of the room or your mat, and you're just going to place the toes down on the floor, push them into the ground so that you get a nice stretch through the front of the ankle there. Nice, and you might feel that up the shin, maybe further up the chain as well. So we're just stretching that out. Lovely. And just keep breathing fully around the ribs, and then we're going to bring that foot in and then extend the other leg behind us, place the tops of the toes down, top of the foot. It will be kind of just the toes and the just back from the toes. And we're just going to get that nice stretch in the front of the ankle. Nice, lovely. And then bring the feet hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider than hip distance. We're going to come into some squats to warm up the quads and the hamstrings. So we're going to inhale to come down and then exhale to come back up. Nice. Inhale to come down, exhale to come up. Lovely. Keep the gaze and the chest up as much as you can. And try and imagine like you're sitting into a chair. And just come down as much as you're comfortable with. So it doesn't need to be your full range of movement. We're still getting movement in the quads and the hamstrings and in the ankles as well. And then one more here. And then coming back up. Nice, lovely. So you're going to grab your weights and we're going to start off in our standing Athena, holding the weights in each hand, almost in your Venus arm position. Well, in your Venus arm position, arms facing forwards, slight bend in the elbows, and then you can have the weights slightly in front of the body. Make sure you're evenly weighted through the feet. Knees aren't locked out, pelvis is centered, ribs are stacked on top. And then bring your balance point forwards. Nice. We're just going to inhale into the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhale into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Inhale, ribs expand. Exhaling slowly through the mouth. Pause. Open the ribs here. Holding it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Nice. Now turn the arms so the palms face behind you. We're going to do our tiptoes rising up. So we're going to inhale to rise up and then exhale slowly through the mouth, coming back down. So we're adding a bit more weight into this posture. Exhale slowly through the mouth, coming back down. Nice. Inhale, rising up, keep nice and stacked. Exhale slowly through the mouth, coming back down. Keep that head up, hold the breath out, pause, and then open the ribs here. Holding it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Nice, you're going to keep hold of your weights. We're going to come into like an Artemis position. So you're going to have your weights at the front, which will encourage you to lift up and over, coming into that kind of 45-degree angle. We've not got the sit bones tucked, we've got a nice lengthened spine. You're going to bend your knees slightly, balance point forward slightly, and then you're going to lengthen your arms down your thighs, and we're just going to do a couple of Romanian deadlifts without our hyperpressive breathing, and then we'll add in our hyperpressive breathing. So you're going to draw the arms down the front of the shins, but you're going to keep your spine nice and lengthened. Keep your head, your chest, sternum, and your head lifted slightly. And then on your exhale, you want to come back up. So you should feel that in the hamstrings at the back. So we come down, knees bend slightly, keeping the gaze up, the spine stays lengthened. Nice, and then coming back up. Lovely, and we'll actually just come back up to our Artemis position. Okay, so we'll do our inhale and then our exhale. We're coming up on that exertion with the exhale. So you're going to inhale down, you keep bending the knees, spine lengthened, head up. Exhale slowly through the mouth, back up into your 45-degree angle. Inhale down, and then exhale slowly through the mouth, coming back up. Nice. Inhale down, exhale slowly through the mouth, coming back up. You're going to hold your breath out, pause, and then open your ribs here. Keep ribs stacked over the pelvis, just tilt the ribs down slightly at the front. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Coming back up to standing, give some relief to those hamstrings. Nice, so you could go heavier with that one, with a heavier weight if you wanted to. We're going to come back into standing, and we are going to bring our hands into our Venus position again, so palms face forwards. Nice. We're going to inhale, lift our leg up. Sorry, we're going to inhale in position, exhale, we're going to lift the leg up into a 90-90 position and then back down on the inhale. Okay, great. So when you're ready, everything's nice and stacked. We're going to inhale in position. Exhale, lifting the leg up into 90-90. Inhale it back down. And then exhale, other side comes up. Nice. Inhale down. Exhale up. Place it down. Hold the breath out. Pause. Open the ribs. Option to lift that leg up on your apnea. Extra challenge for the pelvic floor as we lift the leg up. Nice. Also testing our balance. Don't worry if you're wobbly. Bring that leg back down. We'll go on the other side first. So you're going to inhale in position. Exhale, we lift up. Inhale down. And then exhale up. Nice. Single leg work, really good for the pelvic floor. Inhale down. Exhale up. Place it down. Apnea. And then you can lift it back up again on that apnea. Holding it here for as long as you can. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Nice. We're going to come to the back of your mat so you've got room to step forwards. We're going to come into our Freya position. So we'll step forward with the right foot. Feet face forwards, hips face forwards, front knee is over the front ankle. You're going to bring your right hand down into first with the weight. Left arm is going to come up into your third arm position. Nice. We're going to inhale in position. And then exhale slowly through the mouth. Think about lengthening on the exhale. Inhale into the ribs, slight incline. And then exhale softly and slowly. Inhale into the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Pause. And then open the ribs here. Holding it here for as long as you can. Feel a bit more challenging on that left arm with it lifted. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Bring that left arm back down. You're going to take a bigger step back with that back leg. So you're coming up onto the tiptoes in a high lunge position. Nice. We're going to bring both the weights in front of us. And you can have your arms extended out, or you can have your arms further back towards the body. So if you have them further closer towards the body, it's not going to be as challenging on the core. You're going to bring your slight incline into the upper body. Nice. We're going to do our 3 breaths. On our third exhale, we're going to sink the back knee down. So you're going to position your block where your back knee would go. And as we sink that back knee down, we're going to raise our arms up into our third arm position to do our apnea. So you can raise your arms up into third to do your apnea with the weight, or you could just drop your arms down by your side and then have your weights fit your palms facing forwards. This is an easier option than lifting the weights over the head. So see where you're at. If you've not used weights before, maybe bring the arms down by your side. Okay, so we're in this high lunge position up on the tiptoes of the back leg, and we've got our arms in front of us. We've got that bend in the elbows, hands are shoulder distance apart. You're going to inhale into the ribs, slight incline with that upper body, so you've got a nice line from that back heel. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhaling into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Inhale, ribs expand. Exhale, let's raise the weights down, drop the back knee. Hold the breath out, pause, open the ribs. Turn the palms of the hands to face forwards with the weights. Nice, you can feel this in your lower body, in your legs. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Okay, lovely. So we're going to keep the weights here in our low Venus position with the palms facing forwards. And we're going to inhale all the way around the ribs. We're in split stance aura. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhaling into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Inhale, ribs expanding. Exhaling slowly through the mouth. Pause, open the ribs. There's the option to hover that back knee off the block on your apnea. If you want that, you can hover the back knee off. If not, keep that back knee down. Nice, lovely. You're going to bring that front leg back. You're going to change the position of the block, so bring it to the right side. You're going to bring the back knee, so your right knee, onto the block. We're coming into split stance aura on the other side now. Great, so 90-90 with the legs. And weights in hands, palms facing forwards. We're going to do what we've just done on this side. So option to lift that back knee up. So you're going to inhale all the way around the ribs. Exhaling slowly through the mouth. Inhale into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Inhale, ribs expanding. Exhaling slowly through the mouth. Pause, open the ribs here. Option to hover that back knee off in that 90 position. Holding it here for as long as you can. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Nice. We're going to come up into our, let's come up into our Freya position again. So feet face forwards, hips face forwards. Front knee is bent over the front ankle. Lovely. So our stance is shorter with Freya. You're going to have your left arm in first, right arm into third position. And then when you're ready, you're going to inhale all the way around the ribs. You've got that slight incline of the upper body. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhaling into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Inhale, ribs expanding. Exhaling slowly through the mouth. Pause, slowly open the ribs. Holding it here. Breathing in whenever you're ready. And then bringing that arm back down. I'm going to step that right leg back up onto the tiptoes. We've got that slight incline with the upper body still. Palms of the hands facing forwards in our like low V position. And we're ready to drop our knee down on that block. Okay, great. So when you're ready, you're going to inhale all the way around the ribs. Exhaling slowly through the mouth. Incline the upper body. Inhale into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Inhale into the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Drop that back knee down. Hold the breath out. Pause. Open the ribs here. Holding it here. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Nice, lovely. Just place the weights down to one side. You're going to remove that block and then you're going to come into all fours. And we're going to drop the elbows down to where the hands are, bringing the forearms out in front of us. Nice. Take the gaze back towards the space in between the elbows. Spread the mat apart with your hands, with your arms. And we're going to do leg extension plus a leg lift if you want that extra progression. So we're going to inhale in position. Exhale, slide the right leg back. Lift it if you want to. Inhale, drop it down, slide it in. Exhale, slowly through the mouth, slide it out. Lift it if you want to. Inhale, slide it in. Exhale slowly through the mouth, slide it out and lift. Hold the breath out, pause, open the ribs. Make sure the leg is no higher than the hips and make sure both hips are nice and level. The back of the pelvis is like a tabletop, so you're not rocking over to either side. Lovely. And then bring that leg back in. We're going to do the same on the other side. So you're going to inhale in position. Exhale, slide that leg out, lift it up if you want to. Keep that foot flexed. Inhale, slide it in. And then exhale slowly through the mouth. Pelvis stays nice and level as you lift it up and slide it out and lift it up. Inhale, it slides in. Exhale slowly through the mouth.
slide it out, lift it up, keep the foot dorsiflexed and then open the ribs. Try and keep the weight evenly spread between both arms. Keep that pelvis nice and level, so you might need to drop that left side of the pelvis down a little bit. And then bringing that left leg back in. Nice. Bring the legs round to the side and then bring the legs so that they extend in front of you. Grab your weights again and we're going to bend one knee more than the other. And we're going to have we'll have left leg bent more than the other. We'll have right leg extended. Both feet are dorsiflexed. Heels are pushing into the earth. We're going to have left hand in first, right hand into third position. And we're going to change the switch of the arms and the legs on the exhale. So we're going to inhale in position, nice and stacked through the spine. Exhale, we're going to switch those legs and arms over. Nice. Keep the feet dorsiflexed, push into the heels. Inhale. And then exhale, switch over. Inhale. Exhale, switch over. Push into the heels. Hold the breath out. Pause. Open the ribs. So one leg's extended, the other's bent. Holding it here, nice. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Lovely, we'll go on the other side this time. So stay in the position with your legs. Keep your legs where they were. So right is lifted, left is lengthened. Right hand is in first, left hand is third. Yeah, fab. We're gonna inhale in position, look forward, keep the chin up. Exhale, we switch them over, yeah. Inhale here. Slowly exhale, we switch. Inhale here. Slowly exhale, switch. Hold the breath out. Pause, open the rib, keep that head lifted. Listen to that conversation behind you. Leaning back slightly. Breathing in whenever you're ready. Nice, you should be able to feel that in the legs and the hip flexors. Place the weights down to one side. We're going to come down on our side. Take a really nice big stretch. Roll over onto your back. And then you're going to grab one of your weights. And you're going to place your weight at the front of your pelvis. Nice. You're going to bring your feet underneath your knees. And we're going to and you can put your hands on either side of your weights with your elbows out to the side. We're going to do our 3 breaths and our apnea. We're going to lift up on the apnea with that weight in place. So we're going to use the back, the posterior chain. So we're going to use the glutes to come up. So it's imagine you're squeezing a pound note in your bum cheeks as you come up. So we're going to inhale all the way around the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhale into the ribs. And then exhale softly and slowly. Inhale, ribs expanding. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Pause. Open the ribs. Tuck the pelvis under slightly, squeeze those bum cheeks, lift the hips up, keeping that weight in place, holding it here for as long as you can. And then when you're ready, you're going to breathe in at the top and use the exhale to come back down, ribs and pelvis at the same time. Nice. We're going to try lifting up on our exhales now with the weight. Again, using the posterior chain, the hamstrings, the glutes. Yeah, lovely. So we're going to inhale in position. Exhale, you're going to lift up. Inhale back down. Slowly exhale through the mouth, lifting up, squeezing the bum cheeks. Inhale down. Exhale slowly through the mouth, squeezing up. Stay up. Hold the breath out. Pause. Open the ribs here. Lovely. Holding it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Lowering back down on that exhale. Nice, lovely. You're just going to place the weight down, take the arms over the head, have a nice big stretch. And then we're just going to roll over onto your side, guide yourself up onto hands and knees. And we're just going to stretch. So you're going to take your right foot forwards in between your hands. And you're going to come into a low lunge on this side. You're going to come forwards, like sit forwards into that front left hip and feel that lengthening in that left hip flexor. Nice. Lovely. And then you're going to extend that front leg as you draw back towards that back heel. And getting a nice stretch in the back of the leg. Lovely. Couple of breaths here. And we'll just do one more on that side. Inhale to come forwards. And taking a few breaths here. Lovely. And then let's extend that front leg and draw back. Feeling that in the back of the leg. Coming back to 90-90 position. Step that front leg back. And then we're going to step that left leg forwards. Sitting into that stretch. If you're hypermobile, then don't go into your full range. Come out of it slightly. Breathing here. Nice. And then extending that front leg. Coming back. Feeling that lengthening in the back of the leg now. And then come forwards again. Lovely. And then drawing back. Great. And then step that leg back. Coming up, and that is our practice complete.